Well, that's a tough one. Gonna have to binge it. Gonna have to pinch it. It's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look proper. Well, my ADR people are gonna laugh at me. But we'll do it live. We always do it live. What's up? Recycling the can shirt, but I had no choice because look at this outrageous matching fit. I had to do it. Had to keep it. Had to keep the fits within your reach. No, I think it's not going to jab me in the neck, is it? No, it's fine. All right, what do we got? We're going 1986, boys. We got a All right, everybody posting this wherever they need to post it. One more second. Thanks. You're looking good too. So I mean, I kind of do bumper commentary like when we start these about the year before and what got missed and yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen, right? Fine, whatever. But it's one of the things we were talking about with 85 and I talked about how all these bands that got A&R coming out of punk and new romantic and stuff. So yes, that's a big trend that was ongoing at the time, and it's a theme, but there's also kinds of other themes that are going on, particularly when you start breaking out, you start talking about England. So one of the things we've been talking about is like, Prefab Sprout, Talk, especially because they're, so after the fact revered. Of course, they're not yet at Color of Spring when they really make the huge pivot, but we're about to get there this year. So, Style Council, I made a joke about the Pale Fountains earlier and all those like chimney sweep bands, like, Dexys was part of this too. It's this, I mean, again, I don't want to speak totally out of turn, but, there's a big kind of, like John Lydon called his autobiography, No Irish, No Blacks, No Dogs. And there is a, legacy of, obviously serfdom, fiefdom, all this shit. And, there was just a bunch of bands who were doing this like po-faced, put on working. It's like, it's almost like a steampunk kind of fantasy of I don't even know what, but again, it's just funny. It's funny as shit to me. It's almost like they're dressed like chimney sweeps. Go look up a picture of the Pale Fountains. One of these guys goes on and joins James this year in '86 from the Pale Fountains, and again, there's only so much time you can dedicate to this, but sophisti-pop, it sort of extends past the new romantics and new pop, and you start having this major distinction and big like airs in musicians. And so Dexys starts wearing suits, ironically, of course, it's sardonic. They're mocking, the exact things they're singing about, the upper class people in Notting Hill and Worsley and stuff. And that's all fine. Dickensian, yeah, exactly. Dickensian boy pants. Exactly. I mean, it's this, it is a really like dominant undercurrent though, in England after coming out of the new romantic, makeup excess, where there's this new sense, both in terms of image and in terms of behavior, of worthiness. And I talked about this relative to Live Aid and Band Aid rather. And that whole notion that like we should be giving back, we shouldn't have nice things because Duran and all these bands have blown up so huge and there's so much money coming in that it's caused, all sorts of conversations that never really happened before, because the complexity of pop music is like really, it's becoming a big web. There's a fabric of pop. I've been saying it, in most of the last few videos when I'm talking about why I'm not spending so much time talking about underground pop music, punk, post-punk. We try to talk about hip hop because hip hop is starting to blow up. And at this point, 86 in England is when you start getting, well, not in England, but I mean, in terms of popular recognition in England, the Jackmaster Flex and all that stuff, and Bass Mechanic is going to come in. That stuff does nothing commercially in America. It's underground music. It's house, garage, in the different cities where that grows up. But anyway, it's this is just blowing through the mainstream fabric of things and my memories and all that. So this is not supposed to be authoritative or exhaustive, but it does spurn you to think about, all these bands and these trends and bands you've been told for years are so important to the development of pop music, underground music, punk, refined music too. Early when we start getting into the 90s, you're talking about, the concept of post rock and all these bands Simon Reynolds was advocating for, Bark Psychosis, etc. Those threads don't die on the internet because the internet is like all critics and taste making and top trumps. And so that kind of music has a completely outsized legacy that doesn't speak at all to what, for most people, the 80s were like. You have to say at this point, this is when thrash, Master of Puppets, and that stuff starts to blow up in the US, and that's real. Like that's anti-commercial. There's the famous quote from an onstage rant where Axl Rose is raving about Kurt Cobain, and he says, like, back when we started, ain't no radio stations wanted to play our shit. Nobody was playing Metallica. It's true. There was a big shift, and all that, like, really intense, heavy metal, classic, getting into speed metal, getting into, like I said, thrash. That's a whole very different, sect than you've had with hardcore punk and all that. And just going down those threads is a matter of preference, I guess, is my point. So yeah, we call them out, Rain and Blood. Yeah, we talked about SOD, fucking, what was it, Speak English or Die? Like, what the fuck? There's so many bad. I talked a lot about Boston hardcore and punk, whether that was on Twitter or in here, and how that had a lot of like really meat-headed imagery by this point and really sucked. And I mean, by this point, like, Gangrene is like well known around the Boston area by teens as like a, local obnoxious thing or whatever. So by 86, pop royalties is a really different thing. 86 is like to me, 86, maybe a little bit 87, but really 86 is what American Psycho the movie feels like. The imagery, the music, etc. I think Power of Love is this year. I'm not sure, but this is when it's like really, it's so reestablished. And I talked about this at length in the last couple videos, how the control over pop music and the process by which bands become famous or big is really established, and it allows for things that are top-down record label A&R initiatives like a Mr. Mister to just get gunked and thrown on the charts, and this is what's good and this is what you're going to buy. So the chart recommendation is a big piece of, self-reinforcing to the consumer, like, well, this is what everyone's listening to because it's on the chart. And I talked about this in the Def Leppard piece I've mentioned a couple times, the really long article I wrote about how SoundScan blew up everything people were doing at this time. And this is when it became like they had total control again, because Bon Jovi's about to blow up. We've already had Def Leppard blow up. But those things took a lot of effort. Now it's like, it's so canned, it's so easy. And the notion of music sounding the same, like everything on the radio being produced the same way, this is something Kevin Shields always called out when he talked about why he did what he did with the way he produced Loveless in particular. And it was a sort of sonic rebellion against the, hegemony, how completely identikit every song was. And I posted it on Twitter last night, a link to Belinda Carlisle's I Get Weak, which if you listen to that, it came out, any of that stuff. There's so many things I could point out. I always talk about Breathe, and these things will come up, but the whole sheen of pop just becomes so quickly, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make, uniform again. And it took most of the 70s for it to become so oppressive, that you had things like punk and reactions to it. But in the 80s, it's like you had this sort of hangover from punk that's fun, that is, New Romantics, that is, really cool original shit cracking through and being celebrated, and Prince becoming a star with this incredibly like completely out of left field production techniques, songwriting, even. You know, people are up for anything. It's kind of a period of relaxed openness, let's say. There's a lot younger kids getting into it because of MTV, but that whole period is now pretty well over. And, you know, as I've said, you have Miami Vice, essentially revealing that like television is going to be a platform. We've got it in movies. We've had it in movies for a bit, but now it's like, you know, TV could maybe, but the price tag is inverted. So like right now, the only way anybody who owns rights to a piece of music can make money is to get it synced in a show or a movie, right? And I've talked at length about how the subtext of this entire streaming thing I'm doing is that I was going to do a channel on music supervision, but it was just too niche. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm so fucking up my own ass. So a lot of the lessons, though, about how the shifts in music supervision have happened is relevant to the way pop music has interfaced with other forms of pop culture. And at this time, pop music is making so much money and pop celebrities are so famous that TV shows can't fucking think about affording to sync anything that's going on at the same time. Where today it's like your first episode of the fucking pilot for your HBO series has like the top 10 fucking 80s hits of whatever, because they have the budget to do that and they can throw that money around. It was the opposite in the 80s, which is why movies needed big star singers like Phil Collins, et cetera, and Cyndi Lauper with Goonies Are Good Enough, to help penetrate this other market of fandom. And that is completely upside down now, and bands are totally beholden to just trying to get anything. Because, you know, you're talking 30, 40, 50K a pop for big line shit. And yeah, so we'll blow through the US albums charts. Again, the albums charts, as I've said repeatedly over the last 2 episodes, are just totally locked in. It's the same albums, just kind of, this is what people are listening to. It becomes really a larger casual audience that's buying this stuff. We don't have a huge explosion in like chart stuffing and playing games with the charts yet. That's about to happen in the late 80s. But yeah, it's Kiss. Yeah, oh my God, that's Parade is nuts, man. Kiss is one of my all-time favorite Prince songs. I didn't call it out, you know, because I mean, to me, like, Kiss is so singular and unique, and like my preference for Alphabet Street is sort of odd because you would think it's sort of like just a lesser twist in some ways on Kiss. But anyway, so, you know, we got stuff we talked about in the last episode because it was things that happened at the end of the year. And the main thing, like, is Mr. Mister's Welcome to the Real World, because there are 2 solid radio singles on it. People are just buying the album, right? You're not going to buy 2 45s. I can just get the record because they got 2 songs on it. Should I pause Sun City Girls? Yeah, don't start listening to Sun City Girls. There's no reason to do that. So Sade, we talked about, you know, Promise, Whitney Houston's debut, Saving All My Love, and Heart. I called out, you know, massive anthem shit still going. John Mellencamp, you know, is still in there with Scarecrow and the whole Farm Aid thing. This is the year for that. These are big themes, but this is also Van Hagar. This is the year, early in the year, when Sammy Hagar, the Red Rocker, joins Van Halen. I think 5150 is a fucking seriously solid fucking record. It has to do with the fact that I was 11, you know, when this came out, and I'm like over at some parents' friend's house at a party, and the kids are off in one room in the living room. And this is a guy who was really wealthy. He was a friend of my dad's. I mentioned him in another video. He's my godfather. And he's got like the full-on American Psycho fucking experience stereo. And 5150's just come out. And, you know, there's like 13-year-old girls there, and I'm 11. And I'm like kind of macking a little bit. And, you know, and it's like, it's got what it takes. Why Can't This Be Love it's so good. It is such a fucking good mid-tempo synth, like, fucking jam. And it's got those signature Alex drum productions still in there. You know, I mean, it's not a great record. I'm kidding. But I do love, I so love that song. Why Can't This Be Love is they really were they were committed. Like, and it's like a really solidly written OU812. God, I can't. That's brutal. And Dreams is legend. I mean, you don't need me to. Dreams has stayed a signature Van Halen song, but I feel that Why Can't This Be Love is sort of like fallen a little bit, from public memory of this record. There are other good songs on this too. What's the big fucking rock slam? There's a good like driving rock tune on this one. And then it's the sort of mid-tempo synth stuff, because that's what Eddie's into, and he knows, that's what's fucking selling everywhere is like mid-tempo synth and that kind of tempo. But this isn't like so Dirty Work is sort of an ignored record in the Stones catalog, but it's not even I don't even know if it's 2 full years later that Steel Wheels blows up, and that was huge. I mean, and people in 1988, they were like, on the Steel Wheels tour, they're like, well, we got to go see Rolling Stones because they're going to die. We got to see them before they die in 88. Yeah. So again, Like a Rock, I talked about in the last one, Bob Seger, that record does huge business. And it was a big song. And again, Like a Rock is, I think the production is brutal, but, is it any worse than Night Moves? Is it any worse than any of his other classic Americana teen love ballads? I don't think so. I'm fine with it. With the big production shift we have is Janet Jackson's Control. Oh, I forgot to pull the Japanese only CD of all the 12-inch mixes. It is so fucking amazing. Control is just an absolute watershed moment in pop. And I still think I'm just going to hold on. I'm going to pull something up here. I can't put it through that way. But again, there's a Japanese market only CD of all the extended remixes, the 12-inch mixes from this. I can't say it goes for cheap, but I absolutely splashed out. I think I paid like $30 for it because it's just, I mean, you got to have those. But it's just, I mean, what the fuck? Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on this record. What have you done for me lately? Nasty, Control, When I Think of You. I mean, When I Think of You to me it's one of the most important productions of the 80s. Everything about When I Think of You is just, it's like, it's as sort of indescribably unique and of its own space as like a Human League. Like I tried to get words around Keep Feeling Fascination. It's the same sort of thing. Like the way they put, I think it was the Mirage. There's a bunch of different synths that are signature, like, and there's breakdowns of all the equipment on Control you can find anywhere. It's like one of the most important like production head records. If you really want to go back, it's insane. I mean, it's just, the beds they made for these songs are so incredible, and they're so fucking ahead of their time. Like yeah, Prince is of course a genius, and we're 2 years out of Purple Rain, and he's doing Kiss and Parade, and we've already had Raspberry Beret. Like I get all that, but there's a kind of Motown Berry Gordy, and then you go to all the famous producers in the history of soul and R&B, and it's like there's the Quincy Jones sort of avenue that's been going on has sort of reached its pinnacle with Thriller, clearly. And these guys sort of take the mantle. And yeah, somebody just mentioned it in the chat. The really interesting bit about this is they do the same thing for the Human League with the single Human, which is just unfucking believably good. And there's nothing really, apart from the voices, which give the Human League their due. It is a very, definitive, very easily identified, harmonic unity that Human League has. But yeah, the forget that. Like, that's fine. The vocals and the melodies are great, and the harmonies are great. But like the production of the fucking percussion on that song, it's just like, fuck, it's so perfect. Yeah, no, we had talked about it because Hysteria was it didn't even exist in America. It barely tread water, the Lebanon in the UK. They were flat out gone after Keep Feeling Fascination. And that's why in the US, they had done this kind of like rush out single maxi EP, I think, around the Key Feeling Fascination thing to try and extend it. Which is, you know, again, we also went into the whole thing of Love and Dancing and the League Unlimited Orchestra, which is such an important record. And so talking about production techniques, that's a really important transitional thing here. You know, the work he does, Russian does on League Unlimited Orchestra is like so important. It's constantly looked back to. Like, what can you go back to before The Art of Noise and Trevor Horn and, you know, the Fairlight and all that stuff? What can you go back to? Well, you can go back to Love and Dancing, right? But on the other side of that is sort of call and response is Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and Control is just front to back. Like, and again, we're about to talk about Peter Gabriel's So, which is like this, you know, of course, touchstone record in just astonishingly glass, crystalline production, overproduction. I mean, who God knows how many tracks are on that thing. And getting the best performers imaginable. I mean, he has Stuart Copeland as a credit on Red Rain just for the hi-hats. That's all he played, the hi-hats. Because you got used to Deneur coming up, and like his drummer at this time was so, oh my God, Gabriel's bands are always like, Sting obviously pulled together good bands for, you know, for his big live thing, his sort of like, you know, Parisian jazz fusion review, which, you know, I'm being fucking flip about it, but it's really a fucking great record. Yeah, so it's like, you know, you think about the way like rock critics or whatever will go back in their list making, and So is always up there and everything, but like Control should be right at the same fucking level of respect as a piece of pop music. It's just not, I mean, yes, I mean, Janet is not you know, she's not Whitney Houston vocally. I mean, let's be honest about that. She's honest about it. But the persona in Nasty and Control and all that, and the kind of like almost, there's sort of almost a regressive childlike tone, an emotional character too, when I think of you, that is really distinct. Oh my God, the synth, I don't know which one it is, but that chorus, just like drone of the synth underneath it, is such an unrecognized little like genius creation of stereo space. And then they just get the bang, like the huge Oberheim slam orchestra hit right over there. It just blasts the fucking windows out. Oh my God, that song. I could go for an hour just on When I Think of You. But yeah, I mean, Pet Shop Boys Please comes out, another example of just bands that are taking over the new tools, and they're the first ones to use them. They're the first ones to like take all this shit and not only have access to it, like in the way the Art of Noise is the only band that has access to, you know, a Fairlight, right? Coming from the mindset and the kind of anarchic attitude they had, right? Well, this is like Please is the exact same thing, but like with respect for and adoration of pop music and girl groups and all that stuff and classic songwriting. So, I mean, when you think about the idea that like Please, Control, and So are on the album charts in America at the same time, that is a really remarkable kind of testament to, and throw fucking 5150 in there too, because that's an incredible production for the time. But they had all the resources in the world. So did Peter Gabriel, so did Janet Jackson. These are all people, I mean, there's a distinction you can make. Like clearly Neil Tennant and PSP does not have the kind of blank checks that Janet Jackson, Peter Gabriel, and Van Halen have. But you know, when you compare that, well, when you compare that to some of the other stuff that's going on, this is just like dedication to craft in a way that, let's say, the Top Gun soundtrack, you know, yeah, you've got Giorgio Moroder on there. You know, he wrote Take My Breath Away. As I mentioned in another video, it was originally supposed to be done by the Motels, and then he put his foot down and said, no, I want Berlin. And so this is when the Highway to the Danger Zone comes in the summer of '86, man. I watched Top Gun, I easily over 100 times on videotape, like no doubt. I mean, I used to watch the movie over and over again. Raiders, Jaws, these were like the first like big movies you were getting a VHS player. It was a new thing, you know? I watched Top Gun so many fucking times, I can't even tell you. My parents just ignored the fact that there was that hot Kelly McGillis scene. I'm gonna take a shower. I stink. Oh my God. Slatter, you stink. Primo fucking cruise, man. Cruise, not yet on cruise. Invisible Touch, I mean, God, it's just 86 is ridiculous. Invisible Touch, while again, you could have the conversation that this is an important production, I think it's absolute dog shit. I mean, you can hear the pads. Tony Banks is not like a great Brian Eno figure. Tonight is, I've called it before, a Michael Mann wet dream. It is the most fucking like aimed at a soundtrack of a cinematic sequence in a fucking action movie ever. Like, it's just, I mean, as much as I loved it as a kid, I mean, Tonight was like my favorite song, at this point, for sure. Like, I mean, most of Invisible Touch is just not, like, Land of Confusion is corny as fuck. I can't stand that shit. But I mean, it's original. Like, have you ever heard a song that has that kind of like, like there's ideas, fine. I mean, for me, Throwing It All Away's on this, right? That's my favorite song by far on this record. Like, I'm pretty sure that's on here. But the single Invisible Touch, this is just the thing that everyone's doing. The just sequencer over the fucking top, like just ridiculous sequencer runs over everything. And you compare something like the programming on Invisible Touch, the song, with like New Order's Perfect Kiss. Like, that one is creativity, the other is totally fucking cynical, like pop-tastic distraction. Like, we want to get your ear hooked, which is dog shit, man. Fuck Invisible Touch. I hate that song. But yeah, compare it to the work that New Order is starting to do. Because to this point, look, I've said before, we all know Bernard Sumner can't sing. And so their early records we did the PCL, Tim's listening party, Tim Burgess's listening party. I was on with millions of other fucking people for Power, Corruption, and Lies. And I was like totally spamming Kevin Cummins and Stephen Morris with all sorts of like bullshit that I remember. And yeah, I mean, so New Order has come up as a band and worked as a band, but they don't become like this modern forward-facing powerhouse despite having done Blue Monday. Thieves Like Us is not really that astonishing. It's beautiful. I mean, it's one of my favorite synthesizer, productions ever. Honestly, it's such a unique, original contrast between the sweet sort of meandering verse of Thieves Like Us and like the bomb bomb, like that chorus drop is ridiculous. But it's after this point, that New Order really starts to become production masters. And one of the early outliers, which we talked about in the chord, was the song Bernard Sumner did for Section 25 called Looking from a Hilltop, which is a signature early club track. Like Hungry So Angry by Medium. Like, you can go look up the lists of, what was played in the Hacienda in 82, 83, 84. Or like what was played at like Paradise Garage. Like, you can go look and find playlists of all this. You don't need me to tell you about it. I'm not trying to get cred by having heard any of it. I don't keep it front of mind all the time. It's dance music, right? But like Looking from a Hilltop, Bernard Sumner, this is the period when he's like he's basically microdosing. He's one of the first people to ever microdose. He used to just take a little acid all the time to like keep him up and keep the creative juices flowing. And that was when he did like when they were working on Blue Monday and when he was doing Looking from a Hilltop, which the mega mix is the mega mix of that is where you want to be. You want to live with that shit, because that was no joke, burning fucking dance floors up on Import. That was a big fucking hit, easily as big as New Order's Confusion in terms of their transition into becoming like up for it with programmed stuff and that reaching its pinnacle, arguably with Perfect Kiss in terms of marrying where they came from, where they're going. And after this point, you get into Subculture, which I love, but some people feel is like where they start to dip down a bit. I don't know how anybody can argue about True Faith. That song is just fucking ridiculously good. So Run DMC, Raising Hell is top 10 in the charts, man. This is where we've had the crossover happen. We've had Aerosmith dip their toes in and do. I mean, you talk about somebody being dead, like the Human League was dead before Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis got to him. Aerosmith couldn't even get out of the fucking house when Run DMC, when they got offered Walk This Way. Those guys were like literally almost physically dead. Like, forget their lack of relevance as a pop music band. They were so fucking gone and gacked after like Night in the Ruts and what's it, the Other Side of the Mirror or whatever. God, man. So, you know, I talk about the Time Life History of Rock and Roll series. There's an incredible fucking edit in this that you need to seek out. In the episode where they talk about the onset of hip hop, and 1986 is the fucking year for hip hop. Like, this is when it blows the fuck up in popular consciousness. Houdini's got Back in Black. You got Raising Hell, like I said. There's an interview. I think it's with Run. I don't remember who exactly is in it in the video. It's probably Mr. J. I'm not sure. But anyway, they're talking about this collaboration, and they're talking about how, yeah, you know, we checked it out. That we used to just play the beat, and I'd get mad if that guitar came in and be like, I just want the beat. And then they get through the whole thing, and they're talking about, and then he starts to go, yo, and another thing, at that time, he's about to say that, like, Aerosmith were pissed because they were totally fucking washed at this time. And honest to God, Run DMC totally fucking saved Aerosmith from irrelevance, and is the only reason they were able to get a deal with Geffen and get into Permanent Vacation and then dominate the fucking 90s somehow. I don't know. I blame that generation for listening to Aerosmith at that time a lot. But this is Licensed to Ill. This is Planet Rock, the album. This is the second Egyptian Lover. Fat Boys do Big and Beautiful, which is, you know, by that time it's like, you can keep that, because Kool Moe Dee is going to come out. Mantronics, Music Madness, fucking you know, this is really like Chris Weingarten territory, but, you know, Saturday Night the Album is this year, and I've said before, Schoolie D is like the first rapper that I like thought was a total fucking badass that I was into when I was a little kid. I never heard Stetsasonic. No, I never heard them. Never heard definitely heard Kool Moe Dee, but I don't know if I heard him then. I definitely heard LL Everywhere. He was fucking huge. But yeah, I mean, this is a big, big year for where hip hop becomes the new rebel music for young kids. And I've talked and doted on in previous, you know, episodes how there's a racial aspect to that, etc. But yeah, it's there's so much to go through, and it is happening at a big, big level. It's top 10, and that collision, the sort of frism between Run DMC and Aerosmith is just undeniably huge. I mean, versus cynical stuff you'd expect to be on here, like Billy Joel's Self-Serious, The Bridge, and fucking David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile, Huey Lewis and the News 4. You know, I talked about how there's this is where that sense of 80s decadence and runaway shit really is out of control in America. As I said, that happened a bit earlier in England. I think mid-84 is when you would say that England feels the way America felt in, let's say, the beginning or early part of 86. Oh, God, Dancing on the Ceiling. Oh. Madonna's True Blue. And yeah, so now it's Bon Jovi. You know, it's Bon Jovi. Slippery When Wet blows up. The cover gets banned. It's super appropriate, the cover for Slippery When Wet. Yeah, Mantronics fucking rules, no doubt. What was I going to say about? Oh yeah, so the funny thing is, despite this is the onset of Sparkling Poodle Pop, Boston releases Third Stage in '86, and it's massive. Like, really just on name recognition. But Third Stage by Boston is #1 for like a month and a half at the end of '86. Very weird. But the main thing I remember about '86 in terms of like big album stuff around, which is Christmas, three big records happen around Christmas of '86. The biggest one is Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Live 75 to 85. This thing was the first box set I ever remember seeing. I think it was 3 cassettes, and it was in a 12-inch vinyl size package, so they could reuse it for the vinyl. That's thinking. This record, and of course, because it's the you know, the Christmas the big Christmas single with Jesus Christ, I didn't obviously do any prep for this with the saxophone player who passed away. That, you know, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Duh. This Paul Simon's Graceland, You Call Me Al, because that was the big MTV hit. I mean, that record is remembered for the beauty of like diamonds on the soles of her shoes and these incredible high life, kind of hybridizations. It's also lambasted in a kind of litigate the past way as cultural appropriation, yada, yada, yada. But, and there's also a big controversy around the fact of apartheid, which is this massive, like way, way beyond necessary media furor at this time. And so the fact that Paul Simon is having anything to do with this commercially and commerce-wise is actually controversial, and he gets dinged on it by a lot of people. And he's basically just like, I don't give a shit, fuck you. There's also the fact that he stole 2 of the songs from Los Lobos, who he was jamming with, to write, just come up with ideas for Graceland. And this has been something that's come up again and again with Paul Simon, that he gets people who are considered like hot at the time to go in the studio with him, and he steals their shit. He's bit a bunch of shit from a bunch of people, and he's just, there's no way to definitively tag someone, because he's looking at it like, the fuck, man, I paid you for the session. He's literally like, we did an idea session, we jammed. The problem bands coming into that transaction didn't understand is like, if you start playing licks from stuff you're working on, they're Paul Simons now. That's what happened to Los Lobos. And those guys, you know, they finally dished a little bit on it, but it's pretty fucked up. So there's those 2. The other one is Bruce Hornsby and the Ranges, The Way It Is. Mandolin Rain, the title track, The Way It Is. And one of my favorite songs of the 80s, Every Little Kiss. Every Little Kiss, Bruce Hornsby. You know, again, it's like so far away from Brothers in Arms, which is still charting relatively recently here in 86. Every Little Kiss has this great guitar line and this perfect reverb bed. Like, reverb is a really, really important skill. If you're lazy with reverb and you don't know how to use it, your record's going to suck, especially way back then, because you still have mostly analog mastering and analog production. And so the reverb's going to get away from you real quick, and it's going to fuck with the entire mix. Your ceiling, your overhead's going to collapse. It's just going to sound like absolute shit. Bruce Hornsby, because this is why he wanted to use drum machines and why Don Henley learned from him, and they worked together on The End of the Innocents, which is another record that's totally MOR that surprisingly I love, but maybe surprisingly. But on The Way It Is, he realizes that the drum machine, and that lets him segment every one of those hits. So he gets more room for the piano and especially for the vocals to ring out without getting crushed by all the mid-range of unpredictable drum frequencies. I mean, without getting too specific about it, it's a truly remarkable watershed record in the same way that a New Order or Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis would be for mainstream, you know, mid-tempo rock pop music. He does things, and you know, sure, you can say Invisible Touch had some production, you know, innovation, but again, it's the sounds they're working with were so unsophisticated and basic and dictated by that. Like, it's like they bought a studio and plugged it in and just started fucking with it. The Way It Is an extremely sophisticated, mature production, and it's a piece of itself. And Mandolin Rain and which I like. It's a little bit long. I mean, how can a song that tempo not feel over long, I think is how I'd put it with Mandolin Rain. But Every Little Kiss, man. And it's also one of those, like, you know, songs about a longshoreman who's drinking a sixer and thinking about this girl he left the side of the road. And it's just that working class bullshit that I'm a total fucking sucker for, because I come from that. I mean, I don't personally, but my family does. I'm the first generation that, you know, grew up in like relative, you know, wealth. I mean, and so, you know, yeah, I've definitely got a generational whatever, because we used to go visit all the time. I know what it was like. But anyway, and then Cameo's Word Up, baby. I get on the album charts. That's how big a phenomenon Word Up and Cameo was. That creeps in there, gets into the low, yeah, like it makes an appearance in 9 and 8 around the very end of the year. And then the Police, you know, the admission that the Police are over. This happened a lot faster than people. I mean, I guess it didn't, because really the Police don't do anything from 83. But then like all of 84, everyone's like, well, I mean, the Police they're going to do an album eventually. I don't know. Like they didn't come down and just tell everybody the Police is over. You don't do that. It's like when Duran Duran essentially broke up. You can't turn off the money. This band is so big and still selling millions of records. If you tell people they're over, like, it's going to fuck this thing up. It's still going. Like, if you guys don't like each other, fuck off. Just go do something for a year and a half. Like, I don't want to hear it. guys, we're making millions of fucking dollars off you without you even moving. We need to keep that going. There's no reason to go out and tell people you're dead and that your band's broken up. There's no reason to ever invest yourself in the police again. We need to keep that coming in. So it was actually very sort of blurry. And the assumption with Dream of the Blue Turtles, the Sting's first solo record, is that, you know, he was getting it out of his system and they'd be back around. Well, they kind of did almost get back around here. But then Stuart Copeland falls off a horse and breaks his arm. So, and Sting's just like, of course, because he's just like, I didn't want to do this anyway. This is fucking stupid. I think they're in Montenegro or something. And so they end up doing a drum machine programmed version of Don't Stand So Close to Me, which they call Don't Stand So Close to Me 86, to append to, I think, a 12 or 13 song greatest hits record, which is, I mean, if you talk about like perfect greatest hits records, that 86, and it's cool because it's like an inversion of the Synchronicity cover in a way, the cover of it. That was just massive. And I actually love the popularly reviled drum machine synth version of Don't Stand So Close to Me. Why do I love it? Because Andy Summers' guitar work is so much more alive and expansive. And I sort of almost wish that, you know, that they'd been able to pursue that. And I don't know if it's because everybody had their eye off the ball and just kind of, you know, didn't, who knows? Sting was in his own bullshit and he's probably mapping out, Nothing Like the Sun. Woo! Excuse me. You know, but real quickly, there's also a massive bottoming out of like punk. If there's like a bottom for punk, even though this is the 10th summer, as Tony Wilson tried to pitch it and like get people to remember punk in 86. I mean, Ramones are doing Animal Boy. And like even Husker Du is over. They do Candy Apple Gray, which is not a terrible record. What's the first song on it? Crystal, is it? Is still great. I love that one. Is this the record? Yeah, Crystal. I love that one. And of course, Don't Want to Know If You're Lonely was a big hit that actually got on MTV. And Hardly Getting Over It is a legendary ballad for sure. But that's it. Those three songs sort of are it. I mean, for me, Flip Your Wig is so good. I mean, Green Eyes is probably my favorite individual Husker Du song. That's hard to say because you got Charter Trips and fucking Newest Industry and shit. Like there's, I mean, Zen Arcade is, I mean, goddamn. And you got Perfect Example on New Day Rising too, and New Day Rising itself. Like there's so many great songs similar to the Minutemen. It's just hard to pick a favorite. But I didn't mention Flip Your Wig in 85 or, you know, because again, I'm not trying to focus on this, you know, stuff that is cool and people need to remember how much cool music existed then because we've been doing this for 30 fucking years, making sure everybody remembers Sonic Youth, you know, Husker Du, and every other thing that went on in the American Underground and didn't get its popular due. Well, you know, how big is the audience for this stuff? I've said it a million times. It's like 75,000 people in the whole fucking country. It's stupid. It's really just, it's the proportion of interest and attention within ivory tower media circles and like hipster zine, you know, cred badge wearing people. It's a small sect of obsessives. It's not reality. But you know, it doesn't mean there wasn't important stuff happening. It's just to say that at this point, like Bedtime for Democracy is kind of like, is like bedtime for punk conceptually in the US. It's really fucking over. And you're getting like DI and thrash, like I said, coming up. And it really just goes into a completely different place here. You know, from here on out, you get the maturity of, you know, of Discord. And I, you know, I mentioned the early outliers, what everybody knows about Rites of Spring and Marginal Man, etc. Now you're starting to get into like, bands that would eventually come out like the One Last Wish project and like 3 and shit. And so like even Discord knows like, okay, this is so fucking burned and like Black Flag's done. And yeah, so I mean, in a way, 86 is sort of like punk is just totally flamed out and everyone's into something else. Like they got a new set of clothes on in a way. When does Manchester begin? Well, you go, if you're like a Factory Records obsessive, you say Bummed. Nobody in America fucking heard Bummed or knew about it until like the 90s after, Pills and Thrills. But like, if you were there on the ground, like in Manchester, I suppose, and going to the Hacienda, the Happy Mondays Bummed is like the record, and it's this year. Is that on here? Is someone talking about it? Why'd you ask about Manchester? Yeah, no. It has absolutely no popular resonance. The Hacienda doesn't start to, like, you read Peter Hook's book, How Not to Run a Nightclub, about the Hacienda, and he'll tell you, he says it in the book, I think, that, the corner there's two corners that turn. One is like very late 87 into the Summer of Love, which is like the good, amazing, fun, incredible period of explosive, new music, new remixes, DJ culture that, in the 24-Hour Party People movie, the joke, the beatification of the beat. Sure. And then you have the second turn, which is like 1990, when drugs and guns take over the whole thing and you get into Gunchester. But in America, none of this is perceptible. Nothing happens in America. I was here. I was 14. I can tell you, nobody in America had a fucking clue what Manchester was. But there was definitely a sense that, like, this new, baggy, whatever, this new British music was happening. And we'll get into it. But as far as America goes, the Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, Charlatans, and like the Soup Dragons with I'm Free. Like, it's just not, it doesn't have the idea that, it doesn't have the cultural sort of, takeover of a Manchester, northern, kind of thing. And there's so many bands and so much money going around and so many drugs. And ecstasy comes over from Ibiza. The Mondays smuggle ecstasy, the first ecstasy anybody gets in England, in a toothpaste tube from Ibiza. Yeah, it's real. Read Sean Ryder's biography, memoir. Sean Ryder's memoir that's a really important thing if you want to understand the timeline of how Manchester really happened. It's about when the drugs came over. It's almost not even about the music. Manchester could have happened in 1983 if they had ecstasy with Blue Monday and Looking from a Hilltop. It was about the drugs. That's what made this whole thing kick off. And then you could plug anything into those drugs. You could plug Fool's Gold. You could plug fucking, Road for Luck. You could plug, the fucking Hallelujah remix, RIP. And it's, anyway, we're getting way off track. We're in 86. All right. The Don't Let's Start single was 87. Yeah, I was not planning on addressing They Might Be Giants' fucking debut album that no one heard. I was not really going to go there for that level of like college minutia. Anyway, I'm going to start with the UK charts, singles charts, before I get to the US. And this is where I'm going to make mistakes, because I'm going to make assumptions that things that were big in England were not big in the United States, such as the number one single of this year, The Communards' Don't Leave Me This Way. One I will tell you did cross over and was big was Dr. and the Medic's cover of Spirit in the Sky. This is considered sort of a blasphemous cornball sort of song, but I don't mind it. I don't know. At that time, again, we talk about Strawberry Switchblade and shit, and all these sort of ridiculous one-offs, and we've got a fuzzbox and we're going to use it. Which again, Console Me, that song, it's like a minute and 20 seconds of absolute fucking genius that I'll never get tired of. But yeah, it's so one of the things about 86 is, and I don't want to be indulgent and go into shit that I did or that I've done, but on the Chord, we've talked about the C700 project, which was something that we did in on this web board, Ilgshor, and these music critics at the time, everybody picked a year, and then you tried to fit as many songs as you could on an 800 megabit or 700 megabit, whatever, CDR. And so I went crazy on this because 86, you get Life's What You Make It, Color of Spring, and we talked about Cupid Psyche 85. Perfect Way actually was an 86 single early in the year, so technically it's in there. And Falco in the US is Rock Me Amadeus is an 86 thing. Duran's Notorious, like, it's a lot. There's a lot of shit. And I talked about Tarzan Boy in the last one because that hits in England in 85. It hits in the US in 86. And we'll get to this when we go into the US singles charts. But anyway, in terms of things that were, big in the UK that weren't really big over here. I mean, you got to say, I talked about Invisible Touch, Land of Confusion, Spitting Image. This was so big that it actually did do some business. It had some truck in the US. Unlike, I'm assuming Boris Gardner's I Want to Wake Up With You. It's not going to show up on the US chart. But Spitting Image, this silly thing, Steve Coogan got his start, I think, doing voices for this shit a couple of years later. But Spitting Image was this show where they would make sort of living political cartoons, puppets of political cartoons, and like Gorbachev and Reagan. And they would do puppet shows mocking these political figures. And, similar to other pop cultural phenomena like Max Headroom, in the United States, it was one of those big things in the 80s, the Spitting Image puppets. And there was the Chicken Song was a big hit. And then oh God, that's a classic. We talked about this, I think, earlier. New Shoes, I Can't Wait. That is a total throwaway one-hit wonder classic. But again, I talked about how Let's Go All the Way and everything was predicted by Baltimore. There it is. Sly Fox is in here. And West End Girls, that's, no surprise there. Oh, Kim Wilde's You Keep Me Hanging On. I'm going to guess that does show up on the US charts. That was, that's like, we're about to turn the corner into fucking Kylie era. But, in the UK, important to mention, the House Martins actually charted. Happy Hour was like a thing over there. And so that's an interesting, like when you talk about popular consciousness of things that don't, that are sort of elevated by post facto kind of analysis of what's happening. The House Martins were legitimately like London Zero Hull 4 is an iconic fucking record in England. The cover, everything about the message of it, the football joke of that score, that result. And there was a familiarity, I think, to their entire tone and demeanor, that they were embraced as sort of an England's own thing in that way, much as Samantha Fox was for Touch Me, I Want Your Body. Erasure does, they show up with Sometimes, that's true. And Armando Iannucci, they all came out of Spitting Image. It was the comedy factory at that time, in the UK. And yes, that's right. I've heard the stories that the politicians who were actually lambasted on that show paid fuckloads of money for the actual puppets, like to hang them in their house. Caravan of Love charts right behind in aggregate. Happy Hour, yeah, that was just huge. And he goes on to become Fatboy Slim. Yeah, it's a whole other story, of course. And so Martin's mentioning Red Wedge, and I didn't talk about Billy Bragg. That whole thing, the apartheid thing, and Band-Aid, and like, degrees of worthiness. Are you just throwing money at the problem, or are you really committed, or are you writing songs about it? Are you personally invested? These conversations are happening in ways that it creates a sort of divisive aspect to pop, right? Are you just off in a music only headspace like the who's about to do, at some point they're going to do a Tim's listening party, and Matt Johnson is doing like this completely fucked up, creepy, sexualized, weird film in South America for Infected. It's one of the fucking craziest things ever. God, man, the 12-inch mix of Infected. There's not a stereo invented that can go loud enough for that song. The snare and the fucking synth bass on Infected. And he's one of the best singers fucking ever. It's just so crazy what a visionary, independent, entity in the history of pop Matt Johnson is. Because imagine applying his talent, to something mainstream. Jesus Christ, that guy could have done anything with that voice. And he has, his music has endured. I've already called out how Dusk was such a big record for me. Mind Bomb to me wasn't that great. It's okay. That's the one that has Beat and Generation on it, right? That kind of like Smithsy thing, because he's working with Johnny Marr. But yeah, it's you know, a band like or Public Image Limited album comes out with Rise, and Joe Satriani, right, is the solo on that. Rise was a big hit in alternative college music, and that album largely was. Home is on that, right? There's a couple of good songs on that record. I don't go back to it much. It's not front of mind. But the video got played a lot, and Rise is a great song. I mean, it's a really beautifully produced song. Great, you know, main guitar through line, and Lydon's voice just works in it. It really works. And that anger as an energy refrain is just, you know, all him. And, you know, I talked about how punk is sort of over and how Gangrene is now like alcohol and Murphy's Law is doing beer. But you do have two important standout records that are sort of pointing the way out of punk and pointing the way toward just sort of broader DIY, expansive, like kind of, it's hard to call it punk, but like, you know, signature records. You got Dag Nasty's Can I Say in 86, and you have Bad Brains Eye Against Eye. And those are both, I mean, just they're albums you need to own. They're like signature. I mean, Can I Say is just, I don't blame the dude, the drummer, Travis, right, from Blink-182. I don't blame him for getting a Can I Say tattoo. That's a record that like you should get a tattoo of. It's perfect. And it's beautiful, and it's so honest, and it has such a great, you know, kind of center to it. And, you know, Dag Nasty ends up being so fucking inspirational for so many bands. Near term too. I don't mean like bands that looked back in the past and found it. Like Jawbreaker wouldn't fucking exist without Can I Say. Like they're almost a fucking tribute band to Dag Nasty when they start out. But yeah, you know, when I talk about it being totally washed and over, a definitive example of that is Agent Orange turns fucking U2 with This Is the Voice, and 7 Seconds start doing, you know, it's they start to do like get bits of U2 and chanting and shit. I mean, Naked Raygun is still like pretty hardcore, and you're gonna get like Throb and I got gear, and eventually Treason, which is still great. I fucking love Treason by Naked Raygun. That's a great fucking, you know, American like second wave punk or whatever you want to call it. You know, a bit of rock. But you know, and I mentioned in the last video too, how those big legacy punk bands that got big during punk and weren't punk, like The Cure, and I guess really you could say Susie wasn't a punk band. She just became famous during punk. But yeah, they start to have big crossovers. You know, Cities and Dust, Candyman. You know, Tinderbox is a huge record in American college radio. I have it somewhere on vinyl. My sister had it. And I did, you know, while we're on the alternative thing, you know, I did do a podcast about a 2-part podcast about XTC, and 86 is when their landmarks sort of like, well, second, I guess, landmark concept album Skylarking comes out. The first being English Settlement, which had, you know, Senses Working Overtime, their first big hit. Skylarking it doesn't have a controversial song initially in Dear God, but it gets added to it. But it has some really innovative, beautiful productions like Satellite. Another Satellite is such a gorgeous song, was my favorite on that record by far. Summer's Cauldron, also obviously famously beautiful track. But you know, these are landmark records. REM is doing Life's Rich Pageant, becoming, you know, a much more mature band, about to come into Document and just become this force that becomes a real crossover act in America. And Black Celebration, Depeche Mode. This is where Depeche Mode becomes less of a sort of like technique, production driven electronic band. Something like Stripped to me is yes, it's still sort of industrial sounding, harshly produced electronic stuff, but the melodies and the emotional character of Dave Gahan's voice is light years from something like a People Are People or Just Can't Get Enough. Yeah, Black Celebration is the turning point for Depeche Mode, coming into, you know, what really quickly becomes an imperial period for both them and The Cure. Music for the Masses 101 into Violator, Head on the Door, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Disintegration. Like, I mean, that shit is fucking ridiculous weight. It's just, I mean, I can't even, these are like, you know, I want something other than Guns N' Roses. Every single kid, millions of them. These records were their touchstones. And to, you know, and obviously REM too, Life's Just Pageant, Document Green, but Dead Letter Office is in there too. And the eponymous compilation, which was a big deal. But anyway, the sort of like non-chart world, Kate Bush, Hounds of Love, there's so much big shit happening in 86, where the mainstream, like I said from the top, is sort of, you know, just becoming so plastique and sheen and just like basic, you know. Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight is this year. I talked about, you know, Mr. Heart, like totally go, just like I talked about Belinda Carlisle's I Get Weak, Heart do These Dreams. You know, everyone just goes big synth, 90 tracks of vocals. It's the same ballad kind of construct for all of them. And it's just, there's a lot of activity and dynamism to 86. You know, In Excess, What You Need blows up in the US too. And Listen Like Thieves is one of my favorite records. I think technically it comes out in 85, but you know, that and Kick are an unbelievable 1-2. But yeah, I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole. I mean, am I going to talk about fucking All I Want for Christmas is a Duke LaPrague Away Kit by Half Man, Half Biscuit? No, but that's a great novelty song you learn about if you're like getting into the fall or something, and you meet somebody who knows about like funny fucking, you know, English fucked up, you know, naff joke music or whatever. You're definitely going to hear Half Man, Half Biscuit. But yeah, so, you know, anyway, I've been looking at the stream. I've been kind of off on my own there, just like looking over there. Sorry, let me just go back here through the chat and see if I missed anything. Good. Okay, you were listening. Good. Yeah, so I mean, to finish out the UK charts, I don't know how you guys did this, and I don't know why, but you let Stan Ridgway chart with Camouflage, and I'm not happy about that. So I'm glad we broke away from you and formed our own country, because, you know, charting Stan Ridgway was grounds for that. If I find out that's on the chart in 86 in the United States, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit everything. Oh, God, yeah, there's another great one. Fucking Love Missile F-111, as featured in Ferris Bueller, I think. Seek Sputnik. This is like, you know, I talked again, you know, about we've got a fuzz box and we're going to use it. All these Bananarama, Venus, like these are top of the pops bands. These are like Phil Savage isn't running Best in Savage yet, but you're talking like mid 80s to late 80s before Britpop. It's all just like in jokes with the press. It's all like scams, you know, gay bikers on acid and fucking, you know, alien sex fiend. It's all just this big circle jerk of fucking, you know, record company funded antics by PR firms that just do the craziest shit imaginable. Just total fucking scams. Funny shit. Phil Savage is a fucking legend. He's interviewed in the Live Forever documentary about Britpop. He had Suede and Saint Etienne and a couple others. But anyway, I mean, he was a pure PR guy in the late mid 80s and late 80s. And it was just stunts. You'd just be like, you just make shit up and then anything to push records. And I also talked about how this was the format period of you know, 10 copies of a single or whatever. So we got Communards, you know, at the top with Don't Leave Me Straight, but then you also had Hit That Perfect Beat by Bronski Beat. That was big shit. And, you know, Love Can't Turn Around. I talked about Farley Funk and Jackmaster. The Jack craze was like chart hitting in the UK. And I think that, like I said, didn't get out of the clubs. Pretty horrible pop single by Debbie Harry this year. French Kissin' in the USA. Oh man, that's fucking tough. You don't want to really say anything bad about Debbie Harry, but man, that's fucking rough, man. I don't know if I get back with that. I mean, that's as bad as like it's fucking Stuck With You by Huey Lewis. I mean, that's just some. I was shitting on Madonna in the last one. 86 has Open Your Heart. I'm remiss. We went back when I was putting the kids to bed and I was blaring Open Your Heart. Solid fucking jam, man. She can't sing hot. Oh, the way she sings heart is really fucking painful. It's like a honking fucking donkey. But Open Your Heart is a serious fucking jam, so respect. Dionne Warwick and Friends. That's what Friends are for. Oh, man, this was some big shit. Atari Baby. That's the one I put on the mix I did. I did these two fucked up kind of EBM body music mixes and like white funk period Cabaret Voltaire, Cab Voltaire and shit. And Atari Baby is the Seek Seeks song I picked. No, but I mean, yeah, do they need a critical reassessment? No, they're a fucking suicide tribute band with better gear. I mean, come on. Seek Seek Sputnik was a goof. Frankie have their flop comeback. True. The Big Heat is a good album. Leave Stan alone. Oof. Yeah, and I have all the C86, 87, 88, 89 Cherry Red comps over there. Yeah, of course C86 is 86. But it didn't really do much. I mean, again, like I was talking about with Phil Savage, it's like, you know, Creation is a joke. They're not doing anything. Bobby Gillespie's walking around trying to get arrested. They don't, you know, they have nothing on the ball yet. I talked about Let's Go All the Way, Sly Fox. That's right there. Bang. Interesting chart hit in America. Nick Lowe. I knew the bride when she used to rock and roll. I remember this one. And this was a surprising hit, I would say, in America. But, you know, you got the Eurythmics, Aretha Franklin crossover. Sisters are doing it for themselves. You know, not a lot of lip service to female musicians in the 80s. You take what you can get. Sisters are doing it for themselves was definitely appreciated. Caravan of Love. I at least thought that was a big one. And then really, like, when people start talking about fucking Twisted Sister, it's like, I got to remind them, you do realize that Twisted Sister did a fucking cover of Leader of the Pack, right? Like, dude, if you're doing like shitty fucking overproduced bad guitar bullshit of Shadow Morton songs, fuck off. You're done. Artists United Against Apartheid, Sun City, you know, you got fucking who's his name's guitarist is all over that. The guy who ended up in Sopranos, right? And we crack in and my heart breaks, you know, because Life in a Northern Town. So yeah, I turn 11 this year, and Life in a Northern Town is that's one of the first songs I remember feeling emotional listening to, like, you know, wistful, you know, like at a hole in my heart kind of thing. God damn, it's a good one. And Billy Ocean's huge when the going gets tough, because that's on the soundtrack to the sequel, right, from Romancing the Stone and then Jewel of the Nile, the Kirk Douglas, Kim Basinger vehicle. Like, oh my God, that movie Romancing the Stone. It was like, can we make it cheesy? Like, let's Raiders of the Lost Ark and then like a wicked, corny modern love story. Let's do that. Awful. But then my big time Wham song comes in this year. I'm Your Man, my favorite Wham song. I'm Your Man is a gorgeous, real, legit piece of blue-eyed soul. Fucking love that jam. Climaxes, I Miss You. We talked about a lot of these. They're all hangovers. How Will I Know, though? So How Will I Know? This is where Whitney Houston's whole persona gets shifted, and they figure out how to market her, you know, because the first album is Steve Van Zandt. Thank you. Oh, not Kim Basinger, Kathleen Turner. I was reading, sorry, I went on a fucking Twitter hole last night because someone had found out that Bruce Willis and Demi Moore bought a town in like Idaho or some shit, right? Well, Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin did the same thing in Georgia. Her brother, she like paid $20 million for an entire town and had her brother set up as like a de facto mayor. It's so fucking creepy. Anyway, yeah, Eloise comes out, and then you get the Damned are also on the Young Ones for Video Nasty when Vanian's hair is just like, oh, it's fucking epic. I mean, again, I love Noel Fielding, but like, yeah, his Dave Vanian deal is pretty. I hope he's getting likeness rights, Dave Vanian, from Noel Fielding, but Maybe he's not. Someone else will sort that out who's more up on BBC millionaire comedians and 8 out of 10 cats, or Buzzcocks, sorry. Co-hosts. Walk of Life, again, we're coming out of the last, the end of 85, but oh God, yeah. I forgot, weirdly, like Elton John sort of gets sympathy with Nikita. This is bad stuff. That is a bad song. ABC's How to Be a Millionaire blows up in the US. That was big. That was legit big. So was James Brown's comeback, Living in America. I'm not a fan of that song, but it was big. Tonight She Comes, Cars is in there, and we might have talked about that one. There was a weird one that came through. Fucking Clarence Clemens, trying to think of that earlier, and Jackson Brown's You're a Friend of Mine. That was big. Well, that was a big hit. That definitely feels like 86 to me. Man, I got to start with the UK charts more often because holy shit, the American charts are bad and they're only going to get worse from here on out. So I'm glad I did it that way because there's a lot more to talk about. The American charts are fucking grim as hell, man. I mean, this is, yeah. Oh God, I've got it. Is it over there? Fuck. This is the year of the Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears. I've got the VHS tape of this. This is how big novelty rap was. The fucking Chicago Bears crushed my boys, the New England Patriots, in one of the most devastating, embarrassing Super Bowls in the history of the National Football League, the American sport. And they were so dominant and on so much coke that they did a video and a song called the Super Bowl Shuffle, where they it's sort of it's obviously it's the forerunner to World in Motion by New Order with all the England team. You've got to hold and give and do it at the right time. It's fucking hilarious. What was another big crazy thing was I just looked at, Sting's Russians charted wicked fucking high, like top 20. John Barnes, yeah. Forgive an American guy. I'm not gonna know fucking. I mean, Kevin Keegan, a couple others. Like I don't know the fucking footballers' names. But yeah, we talked about Mike and the Mechanics, Silent Running. This is not the Tender Years is after. This is all I need is a miracle. Oh my God, that song is so bad. I mean, talk about, they literally have 2 lines and they turn it into a song with All I Need Is a Miracle. Awful stuff. So bad. Yeah, Bananarama was fucking huge. Venus it's still a great, cut. I mean, they did a good job with it. I've been talking about this for 2 years, waiting for this to show up on the fucking chart. Here it is, top 10. Spies Like Us by Paul McCartney from the fucking Spies Like Us soundtrack. I don't know why, but that song was a lot bigger than the charts are going to make you remember. That song was inescapable. And then, like I said, What You Need in Excess is right out of the gate here in the U.S. in the early part of 86 in February. Nile Rodgers' production on in Excess, that's where he does, obviously he does Let's Dance. And who benefits from Let's Dance, the David Bowie record, in Excess, because it's the same fucking drum production. So that incredible snare that you have on Modern Love, in Excess benefit from that, and you get What You Need. You also get like Falling Down the Mountain and the title track Listen Like Thieves, which is my favorite. Like that droning guitar at the last fucking chorus of Listen Like Thieves still gives me chills. I put that one on all the fucking time. That song absolutely crushes. Like, and it's, the whole album is good. It's not kick perfect, but it's really fucking great. In Excess is like Listen Like Thieves is a must fucking listen, like front to back. Great record. So we should probably, I'm Your Man, same sort of stuff. Nothing crazy jumping out. We talked about Starship and how painful that is. We talked about Kiss, Prince. That was big. Anything else I'm seeing here that's jumping out? Fucking 5 Star. Wow, that's a band that does not get remembered. 5 Star. they were really fucking big across both sides of the pond. That's hilarious. I didn't realize they were charting this early in the US. And so was The Alarm with Strength. I mean, I was talking about U2ing everything. That's another band where totally fucking got signed because is like U2. Like, it's just so, The Alarm is fucking horrible. I can't even tell you. American college kids, it's like in 86, you walk onto a college campus, it's like you get handed fucking Violent Femmes debut, The Alarm, Strength, fucking, not Under a Blood Red Sky, Unforgettable Fire, and like, maybe Head on the Door. It's just, this is, and like Life's Rich Pageant. I mean, oh God. The fucking Alarm. So fucking bad. But yeah, Let Me Be the One was huge. 5-star are remembered for a kid phoning on live tally and asking them, why are you so shit? I mean, I could see someone doing that to take that, but I mean, come on, 5 stars early. Give them a break. And speaking of, while I'm just bashing awful shit, I talked before about the fucking Hooters. The Hooters Day by Day is right there. And that I don't know how high that gets. But here we go with Kiri by Mr. Mister. In the last video talked about how this song, we talked about Jack Master Flex and Mr. Fingers, Can You Feel It was this year too, right? There's a whole like bass mechanic, like, whatever. The Who, the Guess Who, and the Hooters. You fucking dick. That's funny. But yeah, Kiri by Mr. Mister. There is something so immediately evocative of this period to me when I hear that, and same with like These Dreams by Heart, which I mentioned earlier is such a corny ballad, but it was just everywhere. This is How to Be a Millionaire does really, really well for ABC, more than I remember. But interestingly, like, I talked about how important or resonant Life in a Northern Town was for me by the Dream Academy. That song's like at number 25 for a year. It never like goes to number 1. It's not, but like everyone who hears it is buying and requesting that song. And it's not just because I don't know if this could be accurate, but I just feel like anybody who hears it, it's almost like there's this fucking psychic link back to like England in a way. Because I don't know, it's fucking crazy. Like, I'm not from England. I've been there like 3 times. What the fuck do I know about it? I'm obsessed with this pop culture, but like, there's something so real and in the nostalgia and wistfulness of life in a northern town. And it's singing about extremely, not extremely. I mean, anybody in America could have a nostalgic line about the Beatles and winter of '63, but it wasn't the winter of '63. It was the winter of '63 in England. But it's just these simple, exactly. You just think about cathedrals and pubs and like hard men, fucking. It's just there's something so, and it's funny considering who's singing it, that it has this this kind of beautiful working class, stiff upper lip, halcyon memories of childhood and family and neighborhood and community. All of that. It's almost like a special effect, that song. You just see all of these images kind of, and that's what happened. They had to reshoot the video to use like stock footage to give it that. But the song itself, is evocative of it and almost ushers you to feel those sort of flip card memories like fading and receding as you listen to it. Incredible fucking tune. And a David Gilmour production, or discovery, at the same time as Hounds of Love, if I recall. Aha, winding it down with The Sun Always Shines on TV, which I talked about in the last one. Force MD's Tender Love. Big fucking hit. That went up quick. Tender Love comes kind of out of nowhere and is like whack in there. And Nile Rodgers also has another one, that King for a Day. Awful fucking song. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's no question Dream Academy is a massive tribute to Nick Drake. They talked about it at the time. Like every interview they gave, they talked about how we just wanted to make a record that came near Pink Moon. I mean, there's no question that was front and center for everybody in the Dream Academy around, particularly that song. But yeah, Force MDs And Thompson Twins King for a Day. Nobody remembers King for a Day by the Thompson Twins, let alone XTC. Because it's kind of a fucking corny ass song, but it is a Nile Rodgers production. And you gotta, I think in this case, you gotta hand that one to him. But yeah, Force MDs were way up there, man. Tender Love is like, where is it? Because usually there's a very structured movement of a song from, ladder X to ladder X. Force MDs go from, I don't want to spend the rest of what little time I have left on this, but because it's not marked as new is my point. Like Tender Love is number 11 on April 5th. Where the fuck was it before that? I don't even see it. No, that can't be, because that's not how the charts work. I don't know. At any rate, yeah, Force MDs just were huge. And then Phil Collins, Take Me Home. That was a big ass dominant, song. And so think about Life in a Northern Town and Take Me Home. This extremely beautiful. I mean, I'll give Phil full credit. Take Me Home is a beautiful ballad. Dirge, much in the way that I would go as far back as Mull of Kintyre by my man Macca, which is a song I unashamedly, unapologetically love. And then the opposite side of that coin is going to be, Sly Fox, Let's Go All the Way, and Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love. Look, it's a piece of shit song, and Simply Irresistible is the exact same thing. But I think you do have to give Robert Palmer credit for one thing, which is that the onomatopoeic or whatever you want to call it, syllabalistic device, when it's like like the percussive kind of avalanche of those syllables is quite fucking good. And that's why that song was a hit. Really, people don't remember it. Did I talk about Talk Talk? Yes, I did. I did mention The Color of Spring, but I also talked about why I'm not spending all my time reifying the importance of records and bands like Talk Talk, because that's all everyone's done for the last 35 years. The label thought he was out of his fucking mind. But Life's What You Make It was a legit hit. And not like a crazy top 10, bajillion selling hit, but it did business in America. And I don't think the album sold or was distributed particularly well over here. But of course, now we think about Life's What You Make It having been on hits compilations, and particularly, as I've mentioned in a bunch of these videos, the Grand Theft Auto soundtrack. Liberty City, I think, had Life's What You Make It on it, right? But you've also got what's the song with the children's chorus in it? What the hell is it called? The other song on Color Spring. Come on. What's the fucking other big song? I'm gonna have to fucking Google it. I haven't listened to Color of Spring in a while. What's the fucking song? Happiness is Easy. Oh my god. And then Give It Up. Like you don't have to wait for Happiness is Easy. You don't Give It Up, man. You don't have to wait for like the Rainbow and Eden and all that shit and Color, Laughing Stock and all, those two big heavy records that are so important and everything. Give It Up is like, it's already fucking there. Like Happiness is Easy, Give It Up, and Life's What You Make It. And also, what was the other? There's a fourth song that was really, really good on that. I mean, Color of Spring is a super fucking solid record. It's just, I don't think the production, I think the production is very in your face and flat in the way that a lot of 80s productions are. Living in Another World. Yes, that's the other one. Dude, 9 people have already said in succession, Happiness is Easy. I got it. This is the corny ass response to We Are the World. Hands Across America, baby. And I don't know if anyone in England, I hope no one would remember this because it was such a fucking ridiculous, stupid fucking thing. Hands Across America. Everybody was going to hold hands across America. You didn't You didn't. Forrest Gump isn't like we were doing shit this lame independently of plots. Hands Across America was one of the dumbest fucking things ever. I would be more want to remember the AIDS quilt as a significant and real expression of empathy and sympathy than fucking Hands Across America. That was some fucking garbage. And then we say goodbye to David Bowie for a long time with Absolute Beginners, and we say hello in America to Simply Red with Holding Back the Years. Oh man, big hit. Holding Back the Years. That's Storms. Vanity, the Prince side project, Prince Shandoos, whatever. Vanity pops out here with Under the Influence. I forgot she charted on that. And the Fine Young Cannibals come together here and do chart in America with Johnny Come Home. Worried, won't you come on home? So good, dude. Fucking love FYC. Always loved FYC. Went back and got this record after hearing him with Drives Me Crazy and the New Order. Same guy, I think, did the New Order video for True Faith and She Drives Me Crazy. Hands Across America is a plot device in Jordan Peele's Us. I haven't seen it. So okay, I guess that makes me look pretty stupid. I guess that's a pretty current meme or memory for people. I've never seen Us. My daughter's seen it. She loves it. She's watched it like 6 times. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't saw. Yeah, I saw Get Out. I thought it was okay, but I don't. Based on what I've kind of seen of and heard about Us, it just seems like not exactly gonna jump me out of my not with this pin. That's good. Nice. Love a little cornball. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so yeah, good to know. I'll have to I guess I'll have to watch Us. Katrina and the Waves did have another hit. Is that it? Foreshadowing the Strokes. And Mike and the Mechanics, the other one was Silent Running. Ugh. Here's a really funny fucking song. Can you believe there's a song called this? Patty Austin. The Heat of Heat. I don't know that I've heard this. I'm going to look it up maybe, but wow. Weird stuff getting pushed in. Oh my God. Digging Your Scene by the Blow Monkeys. Fucking look this up. Holy shit, the fucking Blow Monkeys. This is not one anyone's going to remember. Digging Your Scene. I remember this shit. This got played a fucking ton on college radio. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I'm so fucking stoked that this made me remember fucking Digging Your Scene. It is. It's a little fucking funny song. I haven't heard that, I don't think, since fucking... I don't even know. I honestly, I may not have heard it since then. So then West End Girls cracks number 1. Only for 1 week, but West End Girls does get to number 1 by Pet Shop Boys. Just a fucking perfect piece of pop. And Why Can't This Be Love is number 4 the same week. Straight from the heart, oh yeah. And What Have You Done For Me Lately? Number 5. God damn. I'm going to go front to back that shit. Like, no doubt. Janet. And then Rhythm Nation is a fucking gotcha. So I mentioned Miami Sound Machine like 150 times. Bad Boy cracks in here around the same time as If You Leave, Don't Look Back. Yeah, OMD. Big time. Pretty in Pink, all that shit. You know, Elegia, whatever you want to fucking say, getting on there. I hate that fucking song. I fucking hate New Order's Elegia so much. I hate the fact that they let it get like, let the rumor mill go around that it's like this fucking funeral piece for Ian Curtis. Get the fuck out of here. It's so fucking boring. And there's a 17-minute version. What a fucking waste of my time. Oh, I mean, Face Up, Lowlife fucking sucks. I don't understand why people fucking like, and I'm the biggest fucking New Order fan you're going to find. Like, don't get me wrong. But like, God damn, apart from Love Vigilantes, like the album versions of this stuff are trash. And Alicia is a fucking complete waste of time. I'm not there for that song. I never was. I just find it so ponderous and fucking, over serious and goth and just not New Order. People are crying right now in the chat. But facts. Another weird one. Boys Don't Cry's I Want to Be a Cowboy. The band Boys Don't Cry. I Want to Be a Cowboy. This was a big hit. I mean, I don't know if this foreshadows the fucking Escape Club, but it might. I think this is the end for Culture Club with Move Away. And this is when There Is Something About You hits in America. And I Can't Wait, like all at the same time. I Can't Wait is next to Something About You, is next to All I Need Is a Miracle. I mean, this is such the fucking flavor of the summer of 1986. And then Madonna's Live to Tell, the serious Madonna song. Yeah, Something About You and Western Girls in 1 year. Yeah, it's nuts. And If You Leave, too, it's a great song. There's, 86 on the singles charts is fucking nuts. I think someone asked me, like, what's the worst year of the 80s? I never thought to say 86. I think I said 88. And we'll see when I get there. But, no one is to blame. No one. Howard Jones, man. Song's a fucking tune. No one is to blame. Bam, bam, bam. Dun, 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 dun. Great jam. You put that on, my wife will be happy. She loves some Howard Jones. All the Things She Said by Simple Minds. Whoa. And Mother's Talk, too. That's the other. I forgot to mention this. Yeah, I know. It's a remix. Mother's Talk was actually a big fucking hit. It's not just those three, Head Over Heels, Everybody Wants to Roll and Shout. Mother's Talk was really fucking solid on the US charts. Oh my God, fuck. I got to shut this down. It's later than I thought. Oh, the Jets, Crush on You. Mm-hmm. If you haven't heard the Jets, Crush on You, that is big shit. Go fucking look that up. The Jets, Crush on You, that song is... They're trying so hard to make that number one, and like kids are calling, like that is a big fucking jam of mid 80s that doesn't necessarily get remembered because obviously the Jets don't have a big deep bench of hits, but Crush on You is like a solid fucking jam. Oh God, that's a good one. I gotta go listen to that. And then another interesting call out, which I have said in the past. The worst middle eight in the history of pop music appears in 1986, which is the theme from the movie Short Circuit by El DeBarge. Who's Johnny? Who's Johnny has a catchy enough chorus, like fine. Listen to the whole song. There's a middle eight in this song that it might as well be another fucking song. Like it's so fucking weird how bad. It's like your head just spins around. You can't even believe you're still listening to the same fucking song. When you get to that point in Who's Johnny. And smiled in her special way. Corny. Oh, that's some corny shit. Belinda Carlisle's Mad About You. Written by the woman who replaced Paula something Brown. It was the song she gave the Go-Go's right when they were breaking up when Kathy Valentine had left basically got kicked out. It was a passive-aggressive breakup. And Mad About You, Belinda Carlisle was a smash, but it was written by this woman who joined the Go-Go's right at the end during talk show for like 5 months. And then they were working on this song and Belinda was like, I'll take that. And yeah. Also, Peter Cetera, The Glory of Love, the theme from Karate Kid Part 2. That was big. Madonna, Papa Don't Preach. I mean, Papa Don't Preach. Here's another one. Probably doesn't get remembered. It's like the title of the song is like a shit post. Man-Sized Love by Climax. From the soundtrack to Running Scared. Not a lot of replay value. Yeah, they've been covered. Chewbacca. We got that. You can go watch it back. This is we're coming up on an hour and 40. And then Venus. Oh God, fucking Timex Social Club rumors. But yeah, Digging Your Scene starts to really blare up and almost gets top 10 here around the same time as Venus and Nasty, and all this other stuff. But yeah, that was a fucking that was a serious one, not remembered by many. Looking at this chart is so fucking weird. The week of my birthday in '86. Bring me a higher love. Whoa. Stevie Winwood, man. His big pop crossover explodes here, and he rides it for the rest of the decade. Higher Love is a pretty good single. He's, it's the all the fucking overproduced synth horn hit, sequence bass fucking synth shit. Like, it's all the same, man. I don't know. Anything else stand out when we get into fall here? Jermaine Stewart's We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off. Drink some cherry wine. That's wow, that's some unlistenable bullshit. Walk This Way gets top 10 here in the fall in September. Venus is number 1. Takes out Higher Love, and then Take My Breath Away is a big hit. And then Stuck With You comes out in that awful Huey Lewis song. Would I go to a Steve Winwood concert with GWB? What? I don't know if I'd go anywhere with him. That's weird. I don't know. Lisa and Cult Jam with Full Force. I've been calling this out for years in advance. All Cried Out. And the Eurythmics Missionary Man is 86. That's a good one. So, I mean, and True Colors is the Christmas song. Or maybe it was earlier than Christmas. No, it's Halloween. I think I already said this. True Colors reminds me of Halloween of this year. This is the year I got beat up on Halloween, I think. I think this is the year. Or it was 84. I don't remember. But True Colors is, I definitely remember that being like cold weather, fall, all that shit. And When I Think of You by Janet is the exact same time. Throwing It All Away. It's not Phil's solo. It is Invisible Touch. So Throwing It All Away, True Colors, those are great fucking ballads at this time. And then Two of Hearts. Stacy Q, baby. This is one that gets forgotten and not a lot of people fucking hear it. Two of Hearts by Stacy Q is some fucking hilariously good shit. Anybody in England is probably still hearing it, I guess, around whatever. But this is an absolute fucking Kylie level smash from this time. Oh, it's so good. I mean, one of my wife's favorite songs ever. And then Human, we talked about by Human League, comes up. So you've got like When I Think of You is number 1 and Human is number 14. Same fucking people did both songs. Two of Hearts. It's so good. Am I kidding? No, song fucking rules. Stacey Q is the shit. She was totally in on the whole fucking thing. She's a fucking genius. She rules. So was Samantha Fox. They knew what they were doing. Give me a fucking break. Don't be sexist. And then we get Don Johnson and Bruce Willis start doing records. Don Johnson's Heartbeat is up there with I Didn't Mean to Turn You On. Robert Palmer's absurd fucking Lothario bullshit continues unabated. And our boy, November 15th, 1986, Eddie Money, Take Me Home Tonight, just like Ronnie says. You got to be there for that shit. And Word Up, Cameo, we talked about that. Orange Juice Jones comes out with The Rain. Andy Anderson from The Cure played on this, I think. He played with Orange Juice Jones. I don't know if it was before this or during this point after he was in The Cure. But rest in peace, Andy Anderson and again Eddie Money. Andy Anderson from The Cure was I imitated the fuck out of his timing. Jesus Christ, he was like a lead foot without being a lead foot. I mean, if you're a drummer, you can hear the precision of the batter. Just like when it's like about to go through the fucking skin. Andy Anderson was like that. Like his kick hits are just like boom, just absolutely fucking popping. When you listen to the concert, the Cure's live record from '84, and you listen to like Primary on that, oh my God, dude, like, or even like The Walk, like he can carry that shit live. He was such a unique, expressive drummer. So fucking good, man. Loved Andy Anderson. When I interviewed Lowell Tolhurst, who's, by the way, going to do a Tim's listening party on The Cure's Faith. I interviewed Lowell when his book came out, Cured. And the folks on the Chord were nice enough to kind of edit it together, because I never bothered because it wasn't a good interview. He just was, yeah, who the fuck? He doesn't know who the fuck I am. So he wasn't like opening up, and he was kind of like just expecting to go through the motions and repeat the same anecdotes. And then I'm asking him really specific shit. And by the time we get to the end of it, there was only like 20 minutes left. And he was just like, wow, fuck, man, I haven't thought about that. Oh my God. And he like started getting excited, and it was like, oh, you got to go. And his PR person, hung up. It sucked. Cause I really was like, it was the only chance I was probably ever going to have to talk to the guy, I'm sure. But anyway, and then Bon Jovi blows up. So Human does get to number 1, by the way, November 22nd. And then the song that drove that awful Boston Third Stage record, Amanda. And Hip to Be Square, our cornerstone American Psycho song, is in there at the end of the year, along with Human and Bon Jovi's You Get Love. And as I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the general feel of the thing, The Way It Is number 1. Walk Like an Egyptian is number 2. Hip to Be Square is number 3. Everybody Have Fun Tonight by Wang Chung is number 5. You Give Love a Bad Name is number 6. Notorious by Duran Duran is number 8. I mean, and Word Up is number 12. Like, that is 86. Like, the year-end top 10 for 1986, Control, Janet Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, the live record War. The way 86 ended, again, there's a big transition into 87 for a lot of this material, but it's just the total fascination with and consumer obsession with pop music as a talking point, as like water cooler. I mean, what do you got out there? I mean, there's like Cheers, Hill Street Blues. There's no streaming TV as the dominant water cooler. One of the conversation pieces in just general ice-breaking social ways is pop music. And, you see that joke in American Psycho when Willem Dafoe's like, Huey Lewis in the news. Like, that's, people used to do that shit. This is, that's the way people used to talk about things. And when you see how 86 wrapped up, you just see like, it's on another fucking level, from where we were 3 years ago. There's no chance. There's no accidents. This shit is just totally fucking right at you. They got your number. Manic Monday's after in America. It doesn't come in until 87 in the charts, I don't think. All right, guys. Can I talk about Everybody Have Fun Tonight for an additional 100 minutes? No. Go listen to the band My Dick and their version of Everybody My Dick Tonight. Have fun.